Well, unexpected and life-changing circumstances can happen to anyone at any moment, and that has indeed been the case for one of our families here at Green Hill High School in recent years. But thankfully, this story continues to write chapters of inspiration with its title being very simple, and it's called Brave Like Brett.
This story actually begins in West Tennessee. It's there that a young boy named Brett Wyatt would bring joy to many people's lives at a very young age.
Final question. What's your favorite dance move?
The dab.
Oh, I know that one too.
Outgoing, athletic, a great student at Medina Middle School, located in Gibson County, not too far from Jackson, everything seemed very normal for Brett.
He was a great cross-country runner. He was enjoying his athletics there and playing basketball.
Brett's mother, Carla, was a successful girls basketball coach at South Gibson High School. Her husband, Chris, served as an assistant coach, and both were longtime educators. But then, in January of 2021, when Brett was in 7th grade, their day-to-day life took a drastic turn. Something just wasn't right.
I took Brett to the doctor for a fever, and I was told that they thought it was a virus. So we were sent home, and a week later, I noticed that he wasn't feeling any better. And so we were taking him back to the doctor, and when we were on the way to the doctor, he said that he couldn't feel his feet. So at that time, I knew something was definitely wrong. We took him to the emergency room at Jackson-Madison County General Hospital, and they said that his white blood cell count was 865,000 and that he had experienced a brain bleed.
Immediately following, doctors were preparing Brett's family for the worst case scenario.
The doctor that was attending came out and was like, "I'm really sorry." And so they told her right then, "We don't think he's going to make it." And so they told her, "We're either going to go immediately to Le Bonheur or St. Jude." They put him in an ambulance to St. Jude, or to Le Bonheur rather. Wouldn't let Carla ride in the ambulance. So when she got there, they said, "Well, we didn't want to scare you, but it got way worse and we had to intubate him."
That day felt like a dream. I can remember telling the nurses in the elevator, "This has to be a dream. This can't be happening." He was fine. You know, a week before he was totally fine. So it was really just total shock. How could he be fine a week before, and then all of a sudden they were telling us immediately to expect him to not make it through the first night.
Despite surviving through the initial phases, young Brett was indeed diagnosed with leukemia, and the future was loaded with extreme uncertainties.
The day he was diagnosed with cancer, he was actually in a coma, and he remained that way for a week. So for 19 days, he spent that time in the ICU.
Brett's normal everyday life made a swift transition to the care of St. Jude Children's Hospital in Memphis. Perhaps the pivotal life-saving moment for him was when he received a bone marrow transplant from his brother, who fittingly is named Bond.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. I don't think I can sit up if I wanted to. Whoa. He's so strong. Oh, now he's scratching my back. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
The bond that these two brothers will forever share is truly special.
They're not always successful. They're not always successful on the first try. It's very difficult to find a match. His older brother is a 100% match, which is not guaranteed that your family would be.
Numerous chemo treatments and physical therapy would soon follow for Brett.
I love the challenge of just fight, like you have to fight to stand up. I love it, and shaking it and holding it.
But as time passed on, the looming problem with a cloudy solution was, what would school look like for Brett moving forward?
Because there were going to be so many changes, we were searching for what is the best way for us to help him be successful in his life in every way as much as possible.
For the Wyatts, the decision wasn't easy to leave their West Tennessee roots, but they needed to get to a place where routine therapy resources were available at school, while also being close to Vanderbilt's medical staff for follow-up appointments. That's where our district comes into play. Brett, who is now legally blind from all that's happened over the past 3 years, is a sophomore at Green Hill. It's here where he is able to receive the one-on-one therapy care he needs at school.
Sweep it real good. Sweep it real good.
Brett receives services from Wilson County Schools as well as following up with outside services. He receives physical therapy, occupational therapy, orientation and mobility, assistive technology. There are a lot of areas where he's working really hard to improve those deficits.
The care and attention that our staff has been able to provide so far has been a huge lift for the family.
It's been excellent. He especially loves Miss Siggers, which is his one-on-one. Like, she's great, and he thinks the world of her. And actually anybody he's interacted with or we've had to interact with has been helpful.
Looking back, we do feel confident that we made the right decision coming to Wilson County for Chris and for Brett. It's been a great experience. The administrators and teachers have been so supportive of Brett coming in to the school and worked really hard to make sure that his needs are met here.
With Brett at Green Hill, Carla is able to keep the family schedule going with numerous appointments and activities to keep Brett busy. And our district is also a place where Chris has found his new professional home. He currently serves as a 7th grade social studies teacher at Mount Juliet Middle.
Well, when we decided we need to come to the Nashville area for Brett, which is originally to go to the School for the Blind, we just decided like really quickly this is what we need to do. Made a couple phone calls with people that we knew from the area, and we had an interview like within a couple of days, and then a couple of days after that got the job. So it seemed like it was the place to be. And then when we got here and the people and how welcoming the staff and the administration were, it just seemed like a really good fit.
For a future that once looked very grim, Brett is loaded with charisma and his personality is truly inspirational. The future is indeed looking much more bright these days as his family recently received news of the 2 words they've longed to hear, and that's cancer-free.
We believe it was a miracle, and many of his doctors have said that same thing.
I think the best part was a couple days ago when I went back to St. Jude for testing and stuff, and they found that there was 0% cancer, and they did like a bone marrow thing, and it was 100% my brother. It was like, that was the best moment, because I was a little nervous. I mean, I knew it was going to be good results, but I wasn't totally sure. And so whenever it came back and it said 100% my brother and 0% leukemia or anything, I was like, I knew that it was going to be a good day. Really, I already kind of knew it leading up to that week. I'd been like, I mean, it's going to be good. And I've been praying and stuff, you know, like, but I knew it was going to be good results.
That's right. Brett has fought through rigorous treatments and therapies for over 3 years, and he is cancer-free as of today. From bed to wheelchair to walker, he is now moving forward with his own 2 feet, despite very limited vision in his right eye and no sight in his left. His attitude about the whole situation is courageous and admirable in every sense of those words.
Originally, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor, but at this point, I think I'll just settle for being like a nurse assistant or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or honestly, I think it'd be really funny, since I've been put under so many times, I would like to be the guy that the anesthesiologist that just goes, "Hi, I'm Dr. Wyatt. I'm gonna put you in a state that you will not remember anything, and you won't be able to move."
He credits medical and support staffs, his family, friends, and faith for pulling him through.
I started out in a wheelchair when I was at St. Jude. And from then on, they've just worked like tirelessly to get me out of the wheelchair, out of the thing, and then I had a walker, out of the walker. Like that was like, they were always like pushing what's the next thing we can get you out of, until I got to my white cane. Like there was like, it was from wheelchair, walker, like just going straight. They never like got tired of it. They never said, like, they never complained or anything. And so I think that was a big part of it, is like they just had so much energy, and we're getting this done. And I think some people don't like have that attitude, but my PTs and my OTs and all of my people that have helped me in speech have been like, they're on it. We're gonna get this done.
And he wants to provide hope for anyone who is hit with a life-altering circumstance that changes everything.
Honestly, it was all, for me, it was God. I prayed every day, and I think that's a big part of it. It's just like, trust God will take care of you. And I think at first I didn't, because I was so sick and stuff. But once I started realizing, when I started getting better, I realized like, this is God working in me. It's not like, this is nothing I could do.
Chris and Carla offer these words of gratitude and encouragement as well.
I would say take it one day at a time. Right, it's a long journey, and there's going to be ups and downs. I think we probably described it, Carla has, I know to other people, like as a roller coaster, where there were just really high points and really low points.
When they face those situations, to take on just one challenge at a time and try not to get too overwhelmed, with things down the road. I would also encourage them to reach out to their community and allow people to help them. When they reach out to them and want to help, let them. It can be hard to let people in when you've got so many things going on, but it really is crucial to surviving some of those tough moments.
Thank you to the Wyatts for sharing this incredible story about Brett. And thank you to Brett for being, well, you.
So like when people try to give me high fives that I can't see, I'm like, I always feel bad, so I'm like, well, I wanted to give you a high five, but I didn't see it because it's like over there. It's like just out of my range. I'm like, but.
You're an inspiration to so many, and whenever we're faced with adversity, may we hear the voice in our heads that says, you can do it. Be brave like Brett. I'm Bart Barker with Wilson County Schools.